Hey, welcome to the second 10-year anniversary video. I've been on YouTube for 10 years now, and it seems like kind of a neat milestone, so I thought I'd go back and revisit some of those first videos. The first video I did was about my Frankenstrat that I did 11 years ago, so watch that. But this video is about the Shark guitar replica that I made, and this was back in 06, maybe early 07 that I finished this. And I'm really proud of this guitar. It's a fun guitar, it was a fun build, and it was an interesting video. It generated a lot of interesting comments and a lot of questions that people were confused at why I built it the way I did. And I thought I explained it in the video. I did kind of, but very briefly, very tiny. And that's one thing I've learned in the last 10 years. You have to really explain things right out, and even then sometimes people, they don't even hear it, don't even see it. Maybe they don't watch enough of the video. But a lot of times you'll get questions, and I think, well, I answer that right in the video. Why are you asking me? There. I'm going to get to what I'm talking about with this guitar, because there were a lot of comments, and some of the most common questions were things like, why did I cut it into pieces and glue it back together? Very good question, and obviously I don't think I explained it very well in the video. I did show pictures where it showed the guitar getting cut up and then put back together. I thought that was an explanation, but you know, if you don't know the history about this guitar, which the Ibanez Destroyer and Gibson suing them, or at least I'm not sure if it was a full-fledged lawsuit or if they just got a cease and desist order or what the case was. I'm not an expert on that, but I do know when Ibanez started making the Destroyer, it was pretty much an exact copy of the Gibson version. And understandably, Gibson sued them or tried, or whatever the case was, but Ibanez had to stop selling or producing guitars with that Gibson shape. So what they did was, or what I thought they did, was put these little kind of notches or little shapes. There was one at the front horn and one at the back, and I thought that was enough to make it a different shape and they could keep reproducing or producing them. As it turns out, they did a lot more than that, and I didn't discover that until I started working on this guitar, because what I used was a post-lawsuit. So, which means the shape is considerably different. And basically what Ibanez must have done is taken their shape, or the Gibson shape, cut it, and just basically slide things around like a jigsaw puzzle until it was just enough that it couldn't be, it wasn't the same shape. So how I discovered it was when I started looking at things. I did like a mock-up, computer mock-up of the stripes with a photograph of my guitar, and they weren't lining up, and things like the pickups were in the wrong spot, and the angles were wrong, and I realized I wouldn't be able to use this guitar, and I was kind of disappointed because here I was all ready to go. I had the parts, but then I realized if I cut the guitar basically in 4 pieces, I cut it down here and here, and a few other places I forget now. Basically what you do is you cut it in half, and I use a biscuit joiner. Probably not the best thing. That's what you use for furniture, to join furniture together, like tabletops and things. But it was the only thing I really had access to at the time that worked really well. And I just glued it back together in the proper shape of the proper shape for the Gibson shape. And I did a lot of body work filling the cracks, because it was a major surgery job. The back you can really tell. I don't know if it's if I can get it so you can see it. I'll take a really good picture and just put it in the video just so you can see, because my Destroyer also had the Fender style whammy bar, the bridge. So all the back was routed out for the springs. So I had to plug that with some wood. I had to make a new piece that fit in up in the upper horn. I had to route the this part out for the wire. I also worked hard at every single drill hole was in the right spot. I actually measured it out very carefully. One of the things that I notice with other replicas when I look online and stuff is they always get this angle down here. They always get this wrong. I don't know why, but I worked very hard at trying to get the shapes all correct, and it ended up really nice. The other thing I did was I reshaped the headstock. That's something that isn't in the video. I didn't go into detail about that. And this started out as like a Fender style headstock. And it was a neck that I had, and it worked because it's angled back like the shark, and it's a rosewood fretboard, and it fit the guitar, and I thought, okay, I'll use that and I'll reshape the headstock. The things that people complain about online and in comments, nobody has ever asked me or said anything about why is this a bolt-on neck? Because Eddie's was a one-piece. It was a through neck. And at the time, I wasn't really that concerned. You know, I wasn't going to spend the money, for one thing, to buy a through neck or a solid all-in-one. This was fun. I'd be happy with this. So from the front, you can't tell. A lot of people building replicas of the shark get in touch with me asking about where I get the color, where I found the color. I really lucked out at a place called Canadian Tire. They have car touch-up paint, and I don't know what car is painted this color. I've never really seen this car driving around, but I've found it. This kind of stuff. It's a lacquer. It's great. It's pretty much the same as like the old style lacquers that guitars were painted with. And you know, I just walked in there and there's the color. I said, that looks pretty much like the color to me, and I bought it, came home and sprayed it, and yeah, I was pretty happy with it. It looks pretty much dead on to me. So a lot of people ask me where that comes from, and if you don't live in Canada or you have access to where they sell this Duplicolor, it might be tricky to get that exact color. Just for fun, I painted my drill, hey, to match. Oh, there's no battery in it. Ah, too bad. I should have put the battery in and plugged it in. But anyway, 2 years ago they still had that color, so it's obviously a car driving around. I don't know what brand of car it is, but it has this color. People keep asking what these are, and there's a lot of talk about those. Oh, he put these in because he destroyed the sound when he cut this out, and these things bring the sound back. They don't do anything. They're turnbuckles. You buy them in the hardware store. I think he did it just because it made it look cool for some reason. I have no idea. 10 years on YouTube. I'm not sure what the next video is going to be. It might be the tribal guitar, might be the Rebel Flame. I can't remember which one, but I don't have either one of those. I might be able to get them and be able to show them, and I don't have a lot of pictures of them, but at least I can talk about them a little bit. Maybe I'll join the two of those together for one video. I'm not sure, but I know the last video I'm going to do for these 10-year anniversary things is my machine gun guitar, which is the first guitar that I made 31 years ago. So it's a very sentimental guitar. It's a really cool guitar. I'm proud of it. So that'll be a nice touch. That'll be the last 10-year anniversary, the 10th anniversary videos that I'll post. I'm not going to keep going forever doing 10-year anniversary videos because it'll get monotonous. Subscribe to my channel because I'll be doing more updates on more 10th anniversary updates. I'll be doing a lot of other videos. I'm doing a bass project right now that you'll be seeing videos come up on that. The Frankenstrat's going to be coming up. I always have guitar stuff and whatever I think about to make a video yammer on about. So anyways, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.